Katie Shaw gazed out of her window at the stars shimmering in the sky.
There's a saying that when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. I'll be 17 in a few days, and I want my life to be different. I don't want to be quiet Katie, the one guys talk to only when they need homework answers or a pencil or a piece of paper. I want life to be exciting, and I want a boyfriend who's wonderful. He'll be charming and gorgeous, and he won't want to spend loads of time with the guys. He'll want to be with me all the time.
Katie had forgotten another saying. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Excuse me. Hey, you watch it.
No, you watch it. Oh, why didn't I open my mouth? Because I'm just too tired.
Katie had been awake, tossing and turning for most of the night. Insomnia was a condition that plagued her all too frequently. It would visit her sometimes for 2 or 3 nights until she thought she'd go crazy if she didn't get some sleep. Katie had learned that if you stay awake through the night, you get plenty of time to think. Plenty of time to brood about where you wanted your life to go and where it was really going. She'd always thought that as soon as she became a teenager, her life would be transformed somehow and take on a new sparkle. Now that she was turning 17 tomorrow, she was beginning to worry about that sparkle. What was taking it so long?
Never mind. You just moved here. You're in a new school. This is the golden opportunity you've been waiting for, to be the person you've always wanted to be. But who is that?
Hello there. You're new here, aren't you?
In the short time she'd been at Warren High, Katie had more than noticed Jason Miller, with his thick, sandy brown hair, lean, muscular arms, and amazing brown eyes. She'd hoped to get to know him very well.
So, how do you like Warren High?
Oh, it's great. Everything's great. Just great. There's my locker. It's right over there. Bye. Oh, you really blew that one, Katie. If he ever talks to you again, it'll probably be to ask you what planet you come from.
Wow, are you taking all those home? You must really love to study. I've been meaning to introduce myself. I'm Raquel Martinez.
Oh, I'm Katie Shaw. You're in my homeroom.
Yeah.
I thought your name was Rachel.
Rachel to the teachers, maybe, but I think I'm more of a Raquel. That's what all my friends call me. So, you're new here. Are you getting to know everybody?
I guess.
Listen, I'm having a get-together on Friday. Why don't you come? It'll be nice to have a new face in the crowd.
Well, sure. Thanks.
Great. Well, I'll be talking to you.
Okay.
Bye. Sandy, wait up.
Why did I say I'd go to her house? Was I crazy? What will I have to talk about with her friends? Maybe I can say I'm sick. Yeah, that's it. When the time comes, I'll say I don't feel well and can't go. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Being safe, never taking a chance. Katie Shaw, you're going to that party. You're going, and you'll have a good time. Your life is going to change.
Later, on her way home on the school bus, Katie gazed out of the window and sighed. She wished she didn't live so far out of town. Her bus was on the least populated route, the one that ended at Ear Howell Creek. According to the Tipler twins, Katie's nearest neighbors and the only others from her school who lived in Ear Howell Creek, the house Katie and her parents had just moved into had been abandoned for years and was haunted. The Tipler twins were so sly and mean-spirited that Katie didn't take much notice of them, but she had to admit that the house did look spooky. Her dad had said it needed a bit of work. When Katie saw it, she thought it needed knocking down and rebuilding from the ground up. No one had lived there for about 4 years. The paint was peeling off the outside boards, and one of the shutters was hanging loose. There were bats nesting in the attic, and the place was full of spiders. They'd cleaned out the vermin and painted the inside, but late at night, Katie thought she heard noises in the walls that sounded like rats scratching. As soon as the weather warmed up enough, her dad said he'd hire some help and start work on the outside of the house. A new coat of paint and some minor repairs would make all the difference, Katie told herself. Then she'd forget all about the house ever looking scary.
Sleet and rain, rain and gloom, gloom and doom. Happy birthday to me.
The drizzle that had started when Katie had left school had given way to an unrelenting downpour. It wasn't exactly her birthday yet. She'd been born at 1 minute past midnight, so technically her birthday was tomorrow. Katie reached out to stroke Bopper, the elderly basset hound who was lying next to her on the rug.
I guess you don't feel much like dancing at your age, right, Bopper? You'd rather snooze.
Go ahead, Al. We're hanging on your every word.
Yeah, it says here, a guy left his office yesterday afternoon without so much as a word to anybody, broke into his boss's car, and went tearing down Main Street doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. Oh. When the cops caught him and asked why he did it, he said it was because he'd got personal problems. That's right, personal problems.
What is this world coming to?
To Katie's parents, the idea that even mildly irresponsible behavior was the result of personal problems was about the same as saying you were growing a third eye in the middle of your forehead. In the Shaw family, things had to be neat and easy to follow. Katie hadn't discussed anything involving an internal crisis with her parents in years.
It's not that they're not nice, good people. They are. It's just that everything's so tidy and ordered, and I want more than that. I want romance and excitement and just more.
Deep inside her, a voice seemed to whisper, "And you're going to get it, too."
Katie, what's going on? You're wearing out the rug, pacing up and down like that.
Oh, sorry, Dad. I'm just thinking.
Something on your mind, dear? Are you worried about buying some new clothes for school?
No, there's nothing particular on my mind. Yes, there is. There's a lot on my mind. I know that something's going to happen to me soon. Something extraordinary. I know it as surely as I know you'll never eat peas with your knife, Mom.
Suddenly, Katie felt very sleepy and strangely off balance. She pressed her hands to her temples.
Excuse me, I think I'll skip dinner and try to get some sleep.
Oh.
I'm awfully tired. I think I can feel one of those headaches coming on.
Oh.
Night.
Good night.
Katie changed into a nightgown and got into bed, pulling the covers close under her chin. She felt so lightheaded, she prayed that sleep would come soon. It did. Only moments passed before Katie was floating inside that brief window of space between waking and dreaming. The noise she was hearing sounded far away at first, but it was coming closer and closer. And then Katie was outside. She couldn't remember coming downstairs, and yet here she was. She felt like she was floating a few feet above the ground, yet she could see that her feet were still touching the worn wooden boards of the porch. Whoever had ridden the motorcycle had parked it already. It stood by the elm tree in front of the house, a huge, menacing black beetle of a machine. Katie couldn't see anyone, and she felt her apprehension growing, sending prickles of fear up her spine to the back of her neck. Then he stepped out of the shadows, and Katie completely forgot her fear. He was terribly good-looking. His thick, dark hair was windblown from the ride, and he had very dark eyes that seemed to look right inside you. He wasn't tall, but he was extremely muscular. It wasn't his looks that made the impact, though. It was something about him. He was hypnotic. He leaned back against the tree and measured her up and down with a frank, undisguised stare.
Hi.
Did your motorcycle break down?
Nope.
Well, why'd you stop?
I'm looking for something.
What? Where are you from?
Well, what's the matter? I'm here now. Well, you sure are a pretty girl. You don't know how pretty, do you? Oh, I can tell. You keep your nose in a book, and you dress real sensible, and you're always a good girl. That's the way everyone thinks you are. But there's a lot more inside. Inside, you're sick and tired of being Little Miss A+. You want something else. But you're not sure what it is. I can help you find it. And I can help you get it, too.
I don't even know you.
Oh, my name's Heath Granger, Katie. And you're going to get to know me. I already know you better than you'd expect. I know you real well.
You know, I'm beginning to feel like I know you, too. It usually takes me a little while to stop feeling shy with guys, but not with you.
Well, you see, Katie? I knew you were shy. And you know what? You don't have to be shy anymore. I'm going to help you find out what a terrific girl you are. Beautiful hair. Beautiful girl. Hey, and I like your dress.
Dress? I'm not wearing a dress. I've been standing here talking to a guy I don't even know and wearing my nightgown.
Katie suddenly realized that when she'd gone to bed, only moments ago, the night was rainy and cold, but now the sun was shining, and a warm summer breeze was blowing a white, lacy sundress around her legs. When she looked up again, Heath had vanished.
Katie? Katie? Come on. You're going to be late for school.
What? Oh, it's 7:15. Oh, it can't be. How weird. I've never slept this long before. Wow. It's no wonder I overslept. What a guy. What a dream. Too bad it went away so quickly. A few more dreams like that, and I bet I won't have trouble sleeping anymore.
Most mornings, Katie dressed with her mind on automatic pilot. Her wardrobe consisted almost entirely of tailored skirts and shirts, so she could practically get dressed in the dark. She started to pull her hair back and fasten it with a plain brown clip.
Beautiful hair. Beautiful girl. I never wear my hair loose, except when I go to bed. Why not? I'm afraid I'd feel silly. It's not like I'm the femme fatale type. But then, who am I? The quiet, serious type? Well, not today.
Katie shook out her pale gold hair, then scrunched it with her fingers to make the curls stand out. She looked very different. She felt different, too.
What's this? Happy birthday, Katie, from Mom and Dad. Funny. I'd almost forgotten it was my birthday.
She pulled a tiny gold chain with a filigree pendant from the box and wondered what she could wear that would set it off. Then she remembered a vivid blue sweater dress an aunt had given her that she'd put away because she thought it was just not her. But today everything seemed very different.
Hey, who's this here? Can this be Katie Shaw? Where have you been hiding yourself, girl?
I guess I just couldn't hide from you any longer, Freddie. I can't believe I'm flirting with a guy. Not that I care about impressing Ready Freddie, but he never so much as looked at me before.
See you after the game.
Uh-oh, look who's coming. Hi, Jason.
Well, hi, Katie. You look terrific. Is that a new dress or something?
Maybe something. I just haven't worn it before.
Well, I'm glad you did. Want me to walk you to homeroom?
Sure. You bet I do. Thought you'd never ask.
As the day went on, Katie was more and more convinced this was the most unusual day of her life. People who had never noticed her before spoke to her, and Katie answered them back without having to search painfully for words as she usually did. Questions, comments, even snappy comebacks popped into her mind as if by magic.
What's happening? Something's definitely different, and it can't be just because of my hair and my dress. It's also incredible how to pinch myself to see if I'm dreaming. That's it. The dream. Heath said he'd help me find myself. I know it's crazy to believe it, but I have to see Heath again. I just have